I'm going to fumble my way through this thing because that's the way I do things. But let's start off with this equation right here that I'm pointing at is the equation of a circle. This being the x-coordinate, this being the y-coordinate, and this right here being the radius. So let's actually go look at your problem, what you wanted me to look at. And I'm looking at number 30 right now. In fact, let me go back and let's not look at number 30. Let's look at number 29. I'll get to a harder one in just a moment because I'm going to work two for you. So here we go. We've got the center is equal to 8 comma negative 6, and we've got the radius is 1/3. This is going to go right here, this is going to go right here, and this is going to go right there. So I substitute in x minus 8, told you I fumbled through, squared, plus y minus a negative 6 squared is equal to 1/3 squared. So if I simplify just a little bit, because this problem they really don't want you to simplify it a whole bunch, all I need to do is change this to x minus 8 squared plus, and here's a negative of a negative, y plus 6 squared is equal to 1/3 squared is 1/9. And if I go over to the problem and I look at the selections, at least for the one the Math Lab gave me, and they will juggle the numbers around, but I chose D and I did a check answer and I get an excellent. So this one is done, and I will go on to the next one. And that was number 29. Let's move on to one of the tougher ones, and I'm going to do, I believe, number 31. Let me make sure. And I'll give you a help on number 32. So let me turn the page and let's look at this. And what they're asking for here, and let me check my camera, make sure this page is showing up right, and it is. Find the equation of a circle. So they want the equation of a circle with diameter with endpoints -3, -5, and -1, 2. Alright, now let's look at this. The reason I showed you the previous problem is, and let's plot this thing first, and then I'll get back to what I was about to say. -1, 2. Here's -1, 2. -3, -5. Right here. And this is where it says diameter. So that means here's the diameter, and here's our circle. Really lousy circle, but who cares? I'm the teacher. I can do what I want. And let me get something here, and here it is. And here's the center. Well, shoot. If this is negative 3, negative 5. And this one is negative 1, 2. How the heck am I going to figure out what this is? Well, lo and behold, you have something you can use. And it is the distance formula. So, the distance formula is going to be, let's see here, that's going to give us the radius. Distance formula. Is going to give us r, because from here to here will give us the distance, and then we would divide it by 2 to come up with the radius. The next thing we're going to use is the midpoint formula, because you've got this, and when you use the midpoint formula, it gives you that point. So then we're real close to coming up with the equation of the circle. Alright, so I am going to now use the midpoint formula. And this is going to be a challenge here because I'm going to have to go back and forth between pages. But the midpoint formula is going to be this. X and Y, and we're after the midpoint, is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So, what do we come up with here? x1 and x2 divided by 2. So we've got is equal to negative 3 plus negative 1 divided by 2. And negative 5 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to, if I could read my writing, it'd be negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And negative 5 plus 2 is 3/2. So let's see if that kind of makes sense. And this should be a negative 3/2. I'm sorry.